Gentlemen, welcome to yet another session of Kaavya Dhaara. This is going to be an interesting one. And to make it more interesting, may I request all of you to put your mobile phones on silent mode, please. Thank you. We have amongst us Saumdarya Kaushik, who is a Kuchipudi dance exponent, researcher, performer, and choreographer. She will be discussing about the Ashtapadis of Jayadeva, the beauty of Geet Govinda, Shringara Mahakavya of Jayadeva. Please put your hands together for Saundarya Kaushiki.
Yadi Harismarane Sarasammano Yadi Vilasa Kalasu Kutuhalam Madhura Komala Kanta Padavalim Srunatada Jayadeva Saraswati. Namaskarams, Gurubhyo Namaha. I am Madali Saundarya Kaushik, Kuchipudi artist, and I'm here because of my guru, Dr. Madali Usha Gayatri, who has this beautiful art of Kuchipudi. Still learning with her. And today I'm going to discuss on the topic of Jayadeva's Ashtapadis. So before I go into the details of Ashtapadi and Jayadeva and what exactly he has done, a little interactive session I wanted to keep with all of you, because why do you think we need poetry? To, you know, is it a very basic need? Is it a necessity? Why can't we just eat, sleep, and repeat? Why do we need poetry in our lives? For the soul. Lovely answer, ma'am. Your name, ma'am? Amita ji. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes? Anybody else? What does poetry do to us? We had such lovely poetry session when I was coming. I heard them speaking, so I mean, even though I was in a lot of tense mode, I could enjoy that statements. So, what does poetry do to us? Yes? Make us? Okay, gives us peace. Okay. Lovely, lovely. So, it is a form of self-expression, like Madam said, it's for the soul. It is for us to enlighten ourselves. And especially literary art, why it is beautiful? Because it creates this imagination, as in how we read, as in how we perceive, because we imagine ourselves to be that characters. Since I'm a dancer, I will speak in the lens of Natya Shastra and a classical dancer. So every time we read a script, we imagine ourselves in that script. Every time we are going through a composition.
I just read it just a minute back. It says, that which releases language from meaning and reader from language is poetry.
Lovely, lovely. Can we all have a round of applause for that? So that's what. The literary art, undoubtedly, I think it was one among the first part of art. That's how the other arts were dependent on literary art, even music or even dance for that matter. We first needed a literature to construct the other art forms on literary art, and especially spiritual teaching. Why we needed spiritual teaching? Because, again, as per Natya Shastra, because that is the only grantha I keep going to again and again. During the Sandhikala of the Treta Yuga, that is the in-between period of Treta and Kali Yuga, the man, the human being, started getting attracted to all kinds of various negativity. It's famously known as the Arishad Vargas. If you are in the Sanskrit or Natya Shastra, this thing you will be knowing. Arishad Vargas, that is the Kama, Krodha, Mada, Matsarya, Moha, Lobha. All the negativity, the greed. Kama is not just about physical, this thing. Anything which makes you keep wanting and wanting more money, more wealth, more assets. Kama. Krodha, anger. So all these negative elements, the demigods and gods wanted to create a kind of krida, an entertainment, to pull away man from all this negativity and put him in the spiritual path. So that was the reason why a krida was created. Krida michamo drishyam shravyam tam adbhavet. Again, not just any krida. Drishyam, pleasing to the eye. Shravyam, pleasing to the ears. Drishyam shravyam tam adbhavet. So that's when these arts were created. And the next is the entertaining aspect. So why entertainment aspect was much needed in spirituality? Because if suppose any guru or any spiritual leader would come stand here and say, this is how you have to be, this is how you have to lead your life, you're not supposed to tell lies, this is how you have to be. Would anybody listen? I don't think so, right? So he needed, Jayadeva very, very intelligently in that century picked up the entertainment aspect. Most known entertainment aspect was romance between a man and the female, right? Man and woman. So he took that aspect of divine Shringara and he exploded it in Gita Govinda. So back then, I think actors like Shah Rukh Khan and Mahesh Babu were not available. The only known hero was Krishna, and hence he created Krishna, keeping Krishna as the Paramatma, the hero, the Nayaka, and the entire plot runs on Jivatma, Paramatma. Jivatma is Radha, because in North India, it's always, Krishna is always linked with Radha. Unlike in South India, there is always Satyabhama. But North India, that's why they say Radhe Krishna when they greet each other, right? So Radha is the Jivatma here, Krishna is the Paramatma, and the amalgamation of both, that is Jivatma along with, because Jivatma is always yearning to be a part of the Paramatma, that is for the moksha or liberation. Now, little bit more about Gita Govindam. Why Shringara plays a very, very important part in Gita Govindam. It is, for a common man, Ashtapadis is nothing but a form of poetry. But in the lens of a classical dancer, I can say that it's a Shringara Mahakavya, a dramatical and lyrical opera which gives the musician or the dancer, a performing artist, all the metal and all the freedom to explore the different parts of Gita Govinda's composition. And a little bit about Jayadeva. Like any other Sanskrit scholar, he was born in a very humble Brahmin family in Orissa. And he was always, in those days, Vedas were a part of the curriculum, right? Education. So Vedas and Shastra, Sangita Shastra, Natya Shastra. So he was trained in all that. And he was a wanderer. He used to wander in different places. He's stationed in Jagannath Puri, which has that famous Puri Jagannath temple. And there he met his beautiful wife Padmavati, who happens to be a temple dancer or a Devadasi. So Devadasis, like the name suggests, they were servants to the god. And these Devadasis also were very much trained in arts and instruments, and especially performing arts, because their duty was to entertain the people who came to watch the god, and they used to please God with their arts. So some say that because he had such a beautiful wife, he was inspired by her and he has composed Gita Govinda. So this is also a commentary regarding Gita Govinda. And especially the Ashtapadi, like again the name says, Ashta is 8, Padi or Padiga or Padigas, they are stanzas. Right, Ashtapadis, it has 12 sargas and 24 compositions, 24 Ashtapadis written by Jayadeva Goswami. And each having such brilliant poetical rhythmic pattern. If you can read each one of them, I mean, because of the time limitation, I can't read everything, but I'm sure I'll read at least 2 stanzas and show you the beauty of Jayadeva's Ashtapadi. And especially the connect to Natya Shastra. Why it is a sought after text, especially for dancers, is because, again, coming back to the first point, it's got a very, very beautiful Sringara Rasa, which is so much imbibed in the poetry. Rewrite? So, Sanchara Dhadara Sudha Madhuri Dwani, describing Krishna. Okay? So, rasa is something which is enjoyed. It is intangible, right? Rasa, like you all know Navarasa, I'm sure all of you know about Navarasa. Sringara Hasya Karuna Veera Raudra Bhayanaka Bibhatsa Adbhuta. Shanta came in later when Udbhata has introduced, saying that every rasa starts from Shanta and ends in Shanta. Right? So the connect to Natya Shastra is so beautiful that the determinants, that is the bhavas, the vibhava, plays so much of importance here. He beautifully describes the Vrindavan, the flowers in the Vrindavan, Gopika, named so beautifully, Mugdhavadu, Vilasini. So such beauty of poetry you can find in Gita Govindam. And especially the Nayaka Avasthas, the Ashtavida Nayaka Avasthas. So every composition we will see that Krishna is having various shades. The Radha is having various shades. The Gopika who plays as a Sakhi, or compared to that of a Guru who always leads the Jivatma to meet the Paramatma. So such is the beauty of Gita Govinda. Now, since we are talking about Gita Govinda and the beauty of Gita Govinda, we have to make a special mention of Guru Kelucharan Mohapatra ji, because he was one such artist. He also comes from Orissa, and like they say, right, it comes in the blood, it comes in the veins. So his first experiment in classical dances was the immediately available Gita Govinda, because he is also from Orissa. They still couldn't get to all the other scripts, because that time Google was not there. So he had the immediate text available was Gita Govinda. He did some wonderful choreographies which took him to such different parts of the world in the late 19th century. He has visited Japan and America, London, beautiful places, and he showed the Gita Govinda's beauty. That Gita Govinda was the only Indian Sanskrit text which had another 20 European translations back then. So such is the beauty of Gita Govinda. Just a short clip, because he is the Parama Guru for people who research in Gita Govinda. If you can just play that. No, back. Yes, yes. Just click on the video and play it. Is the volume coming in? Okay, yeah, fine, no problem. Even if you can see a little bit, he's trying to show the beauty of Radha and the way she's sitting, and she's asking Krishna to plait his hair. At that time, he has broken all norms of classical dance. Being a male person, being in classical arts, being physically not so acceptable by the community. He was not a very good-looking person as a regular. But once he took the stage, just look at his abhinaya. For just one verse, he has given such lovely expressions. Just look at the work of his hands. He's trying to show the beautiful Radha's chest, asking Krishna to come close by. He says, Kuru Yadu Nandana. He's describing the clan from, the Yadava clan from where Krishna is coming. The Chandana, which is smeared all over his body, and so close to Radha. See the beautiful way he has held the flute, showing a Gopika, showing the beauty of Gopika. Fine, if the volume is not coming, there's no much this thing. So you can go to the next slide. So I've chosen one Ashtapadi just to go through the technical part of Gita Govinda. Because if it's about Gita Govinda, I can talk for the whole day. But since time is limited, I'd like to go through the Ashtapadi number 4, that is Chandana Charchita. So here, in the previous Ashtapadi number 3, Radha's friend, she's trying to narrate to Radha that, see, Krishna is playing with other gopikas and he's really enjoying, he's having a very good time. Are you not feeling bad? So she's asking Radha, she's trying to do the regular girl gossip by asking Radha to, try attracting Krishna to you. Here, like I said to you, the Sakhi plays the role of a guru or a teacher where she's trying to pull the Jivatma and connect to the Paramatma. Paramatma is one, and everybody yearns for Paramatma. God is not going to stand with just one person, right? So we can't own him. He will go to people who meditate upon him or who are actually yearning for his bhakti, right? So the same thing he's just trying to show. It's a very simple line, if you see. There's just 3 characters, that is Krishna, Radha and Gopika. But like the nature of a Prabandha, it is a very, very widespread and a very spiritual and a divine poetry. Right? So the first line which goes, Chandana Charchita, Neela Kalevara, Pitavasana Vanamali, Keli Chalatmani, Kundala Mandita, Gandayuga Smitashali. Haririha Mugdha, Vadhunikare, Vilasini Vilasati, Kelipare. Just go to the next, there is an English translation, just I did down, just so that others can also understand. Back. Yeah. Right? So Chandana Charchita, the sandalwood that is smeared on Krishna's body. Neela Kalebara. So all of us think that Krishna standard is only blue in color because that's how the paintings project Krishna. But actual shade of Krishna was somewhere between dark blue and black. That's why it is always Neela Kalebara. Neela Kalevara, Pitavasana, something like this kind of color. That's the reason why I wore this costume today. Pitavasana Vanamali, the one who is wearing the garland of tulasi leaves, right? And Keli Chalanmani Kundala Mandita, when he is doing the Rasa Leela, when he is playing the Keli with the Gopikas, his earrings, the Manikundalas he is wearing are dangling so beautifully that the stones around it are shining on his dark bluish body and giving him that shine on his Gandayuga or the cheeks. Such is the poetry of, I'm getting goosebumps, but it's so rich in this thing. Unfortunately, it's our own mother tongue. Sanskritam is manabhasha antam kada. First mother tongue, then brother tongue we should learn. So that's why I made a small effort to reintroduce Sanskrit to our children. I tell children in class also, Sanskrit is our language. So we should equally give it importance and learn Sanskrit. So coming back to the Ashtapadi, Ganda Yuga Smitasali, Haririha Mugdha Vadunikare, Vilasini Vilasati, Kelipar. Vilasini is the Gopika or the, the beautiful damsel. So beautifully Hari, he is going along with all his Gopika and he's playing the Rasa Leela or the Rasa Krida. And the second stanza, Kapi Vilasa Vilola Vilochana. Some lady, Kapi, some female is coming and trying to lure Krishna. Alolitam. We find this in Drishti Vedas. So here she's trying to lure Krishna by rolling her eyes and asking him to come to her and giving some kind of signals. You see in the movies, right? Whenever hero, heroine are trying to connect to each other, first non-verbal communication through eyes. Then everything else happens. So beautifully he has described in the words of, love. And love in everything, love in togetherness, love in separation, love in divinity altogether. So, Kapi Vilasa Vilola Vilochana Kelana Janita Manojam. She's stealing the heart of Krishna. Kelana Janita Manojam. Dhyayati Mugdhavadu. She's meditating upon him so much that he's getting attracted to her. Madhuvadikam Madhusudana Vadana Saroja. Madhusudana is again Krishna. So Krishna he has described in different adjectives. Madhusudana. So Madhusudana Vadana Sarojam. Beautiful lotus-like face. That is the Lord Jagannatha in his language, or Sri Krishna, or Vishnu, or Balaji, or Govinda. So many names, right? So I'll go to the practical demonstration. Also one more small stanza. The third one, I couldn't put it here. It goes like this. Slishyati kamapi, chumbati kamapi, ramayati kamapi ramam. This Krishna, he's trying to hug somebody. Slishyati kamapi, chumbati, kissing someone, and ramayati kamapi, he's enjoying the Rasa Leela. Again, pasyati sasmita charuparaku. So even when he sees one more gopika just smiling at him, aparamanu gachati vamam, he'll just go behind her. That is the Paramatma's nature. Anybody who's trying to attract him, anybody who's trying to meditate upon him, that is his nature. So always be in the Krishna Bhakti and always keep doing the Harismarana is what he's trying to say. He's not saying that Krishna is a flirt, but that's how, poor thing, he's depicted in Shastra, that Krishna is a Dhira Lalita. Dhira Lalita is someone, a Nayaka who is ready with any woman. So that is the concept. And this is the third stanza. So I'll go for the practical demonstration of Chandana Charchita.
चर्चित नील कलेबर पीतवसन वनमाली चंदन चर्चित नील कलेबर पीतवसन चंदन चर्चित नील कलेबर पीतवसन वनमाली चंदन चर्चित नील कलेबर पीतवसन कापि विलास विलोल विलोचन खेलन जनित मनोज ध्यायति मुक्त वधूरधिकं मधुसूदन वदन सरोजो कापि विलास विलोल विलोचन खेलन जनित मनोज कापि विलास विलोल विलोचन खेलन जनित मनोज कापि विलास विलोल विलोचन खेलन जनित मनोज ध्यायति मुग्ध वधूरधिकं मधुसूदन वदन सरोजो ध्यायति मुक्त वधूरधिकं मधुसूदन वदन सरोजो कापि विलास विलोल विलोचन खेलन जनित मनोज कापि विलास विलोल विलोचन खेलन जनित मनोज ध्यायति मुक्त वधूरधिकं मधुसूदन वदन सरोजो ध्यायति मुक्त वधूरधिकं मधुसूदन वदन सरोजो हरिरिह मुक्त वधूनिकरे विलासिनि विलसति केळि परे चन्दन चर्चित नीलकळेवर पीतवसन श्लिष्यति कामपि चुम्बति कामपि रमयति कामपि रामम् पश्यति सस्मित चारुपराम् अपरामनुगच्छति वामो श्लिष्यति कामपि चुम्बति कामपि रमयति कामपि रामो श्लिष्यति कामपि चुम्बति कामपि रमयति कामपि रामम् पश्यति सस्मित चारुपदाम् अपरामनुगच्छति वामो हरिरिह मुग्ध वधूनिकरे विलासिनि विलसति केळि परे हरिरिह मुग्ध वधूनिकरे विलासिनि विलसति केळि परे ಮಧುರ ಕೋಮಲ ಕಾಂತ ಪದಾವಳಿಯು ಶೃಣುತದ ಜಯದೇವ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಜಯದೇವ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಕೃಷ್ಣ
Thank you, Saundarya. This was just so beautiful. The joy, the bhakti was so evident in your form of dance. Thank you so much. And thank you for explaining the, what would you call, the verse. It made the understanding so much more easier for us who do not know the mother language, as she was telling. Yes, it's a shame. We must learn. And thank you for this riveting performance. Thank you so much.